operating system. Okay, so before going into the operating system, first understand the term interface. So interface is anything that help us to communicate. Okay, so like in a computer system, there is a screen, there is a keyboard, there is a mouse, there is a that desktop. Okay, so these all help us to communicate with this computer, right? Similarly, in the computer system, we have software and we have hardware. Software like any application, any icon, or hardware can be like CPU or RAM, any memory, etc. Okay, so now the question arises, how the software interact with the hardware and hardware interact with the software, or hardware interact with the software. Okay, so this job is done by the operating system. So what is operating system? So operating system is a software program that manage computer hardware and software resources and provide common service for computer program, right? So what the software can control, like what it can do, it can show how to display graphics or how to connect to internet, how to run program. All of this can be done with the help of operating system, or what can be its functions, like controlling hardware or providing user interface, managing files and folder. So all of this can be the function of operating system. So can you name any popular operating system?
Windows, Knoppix, Fedora,
Linux.
Ubuntu,
Hmm.
iOS.
There is
iOS,
Linux.
Linux,
Fedora, Knoppix,
Fedora, Android, we can say
Android.
Mac OS.
Google, I think, yeah, Google also has its own OS, I guess.
So we are going to
Unix.
learn, yes, Unix. So we are going to learn about Kali Linux. Okay, so the cybersecurity experts do the penetration testing in the Kali Linux operating system. See, the word here Linux is a kernel, and this Kali Linux is a part of Linux. Okay, so do you know what is Linux? Oh, sorry, kernel.
Yes, I guess a little bit. Meaning, kernel is used to run your program.
Hmm.
Yeah, like because I do a lot of Python, that's why I know that when we run a program, first it connects to kernel. Like you need to select your kernel. Default it is
Hmm.
Python kernel only. First you select the kernel, then first it connects to your kernel, and then the program runs. And when you interrupt a program by force, the kernel dies.
Yes. So now in short, I can say that kernel contain all the core system file or all the configuration file that that are need to run a operating system. Okay. So let's see. This Linux. You may have that Kali Linux, Ubuntu, or Parrot OS. But in this, we are going to learn Kali Linux. This is the most famous operating system. Why it is famous? Because it contains all the tools which help the penetration testers to do the testing. Okay, so like suppose like this Kali Linux have all the tools. Why we are not using this Ubuntu so much? Why we are preferring the Kali Linux? Because it's kind of lightweight than the Kali Linux and it does not contain all the tools. Maybe it contains 60% tools, like the remaining 40% we have to download. And the Parrot OS have the two version, that is a home version and the security version. Okay, so in the home version, there is no tool. And in the security version is same as the Ubuntu. Maybe it have some, suppose 60% tools and other the 40% we have to download from the outside. So that's why we are going to prefer the Kali Linux. So let me show you how Kali Linux looks like. Okay. Okay. So this is what we are going to download today. So this is the virtual box. So I'm clicking on it. So in this virtual box, I install my Kali Linux. So by clicking on start, I'll show you the whole process. And this is the same lab which is
Ma'am, can you,
available on LNS.
ma'am, excuse me, can you please tell the name of the app again?
I'll tell you. I'll show you how from where you can download it, how you can download it. I'll tell you everything. Okay. Just I'm showing you how Kali Linux look like. That's it. So it is starting. Just wait for seconds. I'm writing ID and password here. So this is my Kali Linux, and where you can see this icon of Kali, this. So when you click on it, so you can see there are different tools which are available for different purposes. Like when I drag my mouse on information gathering, so these are the tools, these are the list of tools which are available for this information gathering. So for the vulnerability analysis, web application, database, password. So these are the different tools which are available for different purposes. Okay. So now the question is from where I can download it. Just give me a second, please. Yeah. So now, first let's see that this Kali Linux is a command line interface. This is a CLI based. I'll use commands to get interact with this machine. I'll tell you what are these commands and how you can interact with this machine with the help of these commands. Okay, so this is properly a CLI based. So we use the commands to interact with this machine. Okay, so before going further, just see like what are the ways of downloading these. VirtualBox or the Kali Linux. Okay, so first is I can make this Linux as a host operating system. So in this host operating system, what will happen? I have to boot my system every time when I want to use the Linux machine. Okay, and the second is dual booting. Dual boot. So what will happen in this dual boot? Your hard disk will be divided into the two partition. First is Linux and other is Windows. Okay, so whenever you want to use the Linux, you have to boot the system, then you're good to go to use the Linux. And whenever you want to use the Windows, then you have to boot your system and then you can use your Windows. The third
Is
one
it
is,
pen drive bootable?
yeah, that is pendrive bootable. And the third one is creating the virtual machine in your host system that I am using right now. I created a virtual machine in my Windows machine, and I can use this machine, that Kali Linux and the Windows at the same time. See, this time I'm using my Kali Linux, and at the same time, simultaneously, parallelly, I can use my Windows. Right. So this is a very easy way because it is very convenient and you can use both the machine. You don't have to boot your system again and again. So what will happen that in your Windows, a virtual manager will be created, and in that virtual manager, hmm, you can you can download all the machines in this. Okay, so this is not only about the Kali Linux. Like if you want to download the Windows 10 in this virtual manager, you can do so. Right? If you want to download Ubuntu, you can do so. Okay, you can download different virtual machines in this virtual manager. Now the
But
question is
how to
from where
download
I,
virtual manager?
yeah, I'm just coming to it. Okay, so keep little bit patience. So now how I can download it and from where I can download it. So for that, okay, let's close this. Open your Chrome and write Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, so click on the first link and you can see that big blue button. Click on that and click on the Windows host. When you click on that Windows host, it starts downloading. I'm just stopping this because I already have it. So when you click on that window host, it starts downloading into your host system. And when you write kali.org, when you hit enter, so click on the first link. Okay, so you'll get the two options. One is installer image and the second is virtual machine. So in the installer image, it's a ISO file and you have to do all the process by yourself. Like you have to name the machine, you have to allocate the RAM, you have to give the hard disk to this machine. Each and everything you have to do it by yourself. And the other is virtual machine. So virtual machine is a pre-built machine. So what you have to do, you have to just do 2 clicks and it automatically get into your virtual box. Okay, so I'll show you the both method how you can do with this pre-built virtual machine or with the ISO file. Okay, so when you go to that installer image, okay, so download this 64-bit installer. So when you click on this download, it will start downloaded into your machine. So and the second one is pre-built. So in the pre-built, so there are different Kali Linux. So this Linux is for the VMware workstation. So VMware workstation is also a virtual box or virtual machine, I can say. And if you're using that VMware workstation, so it is the Kali Linux for the VMware. So see, I am using VirtualBox here. Okay, so there is also another VM that is a VMware workstation, and it is a subscription based. You have to take the subscription for that, and then you are good to go with VMware workstation. And the other difference is that VMware is like that VirtualBox is a lighter than the VMware. Okay, so that VirtualBox support on every machine. So that's why I'm using the VirtualBox here. And the second one is VirtualBox. So you're using VirtualBox. So click on download. So it will get downloaded into your machine. And another is QMU. QMU is the one who are using the Mac. Okay, so you can download who are using the Mac. They can download that QMU from here. Okay, so this is the process of downloading this VirtualBox and Kali Linux. Okay, so it's all up to you that whether you want to use the ISO file or the pre-built machine. So this, can
you send the link?
Yeah, I'll share you the link in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So wait, I'm sending you the link here also. Just wait a second. This is for the VirtualBox and this is for Kali Linux. Please save those links. Okay. See, you are a beginner. Okay, so I'll recommend you to download the ISO file so that you know how you can give the machine, how you can allocate the time or RAM or everything to this machine. Okay, so before the next class, please download this both Kali Linux machine and the VirtualBox. And in the next class, I'll show you how you can install this in your local host. Okay, and please only download it. Okay, once it is downloaded, don't double click on it. It will not open like that. Just download it and I'll show you the installation process, how you can install this into your system. Don't double click on it. Don't lose your patience why it is not opening. It will not open like that. I'll show you the process in the next class. Okay, so please download it before next class.
Which one Kali Linux we have to install? I still didn't get.
Installer image and the 64-bit installer. Download it from here.
Yeah. It will not be my default OS, right?
It will be not my, no, Kali Linux is not your default OS. Maybe currently you are using the Windows operating system. But I'll show you the Kali Linux operating system.
No. I'm saying that currently I'm using Windows, but after I've downloaded this one, it will be virtual machine or this one will be the OS file?
No, it will be in your virtual machine. Like I have this right now. So you can use both the Windows and the Kali Linux at the same time. I'll show you the installation process in the next class. And please download this before next class. So I am going to show the whole process in your machine because I already have it. So one of you can share your screen and I'll tell you the process and I'll guide you. So you have to follow those steps and then I'll show you how you can download it in your, install it in your system. Okay. So one of you please like in the next class share your screen so that I can show you the whole process. Clear?
In your teacher, in your this screen, this Kali Linux is just in that option. It is just 64-bit na in this image wala option. In me, when I am doing the same process, there are 364 option. Everything, net installer and weekly.
Show me your screen. Click on installer image.
Wait.
Yes, install the first one. That is installer.